story of a lovely lady, oh, who was bringing up 3 very lovely girls, and all the hair was gold, and the mother. Listen, why can't men commit? I'm gonna drop these bars. One of the reasons why men can't commit is because he knows his parents will never approve of you. And I'm gonna be specific. His mom don't approve of you. Okay, you know, we're trying not to create discord within our family. We've got enough trouble as it is. We don't need to add that as well. So if your mum doesn't really like your girlfriend, you only need to mention the name of a girlfriend. You don't even, your girlfriend hasn't even met your mum, but your mum don't like her. Sometimes, yeah, the girlfriend's met the mum and the mum says, I don't like you. I don't like her. Get rid of her. You get it? And so when they say that, or even when they don't say it, but their actions show it, or their demeanor, whenever you talk about your girlfriend, or they hear the name, and it's and you know black people, our faces always tell the truth. He fears the power shift if he commits to you. One thing I always say is women get the power when we commit to them, because now we're locked in. Okay, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, listen, when we're locked into a committed relationship, the woman now feels comfortable. That's when she starts coming out. Okay, that's when she starts being herself. Okay, that's when she starts putting the demands on you. That's when she starts saying, when are we getting married? That's when she starts saying, when are we gonna get the house? When she starts saying, when are we having kids? That's when she starts saying, listen, when you gonna get a new job, a new car, a new this, a new that, and she gets comfortable. It's not a bad thing. I'm saying that's when the power starts to begin to shift. And so certain men don't like that. They don't like the comfortability of a female. And so because they're dealing with their own issues, they rather not commit to a relationship, so they don't have to have those type of conversations, scared to commit. A lot of men are dealing with daddy issues. Some of their dads have left. Some of them have been hurt by their dads who are still currently there. They don't get on with their dad. They've seen their dad treat their mom badly. Something like that. They've got daddy issues. And when they've got daddy issues, sometimes it's hard to replicate a good relationship, a committed relationship, when you are going through a situation where you're seeing not a committed relationship or not seeing a good relationship. And so it can be hard to replicate. So certain men don't want to commit because the daddy issues at home are plenty. And so their mind, the way it registers and the way it works in terms of relationships, it's not in accordance to how the female works. Females, I always think they mature very quickly, and I believe that they always have a mindset which is, let's get the relationship going. And men sometimes, they are not confident because they're not sure if this is 100%. Because we don't want to just commit to anything. Our emotions are not there to lie to us. We've got logic. And logic tells us, listen, A or B, black or white. And so there's no in between. There's no grays. There's no, we can ignore this. It's either this or it's not. And so a lot of men are going through daddy issues. They've got issues on their home. And because if you've never seen a quality relationship, if you've never seen a successful relationship, how do you replicate that? That can cause, and that can induce fear. If you've never seen your boss do a certain job and they ask you to do a job, you may feel fearful because you've never seen it done. Do you get what I'm saying? A lot of things in our life are like that. It requires faith in certain aspects to take a first step. So a lot of men don't want to deal with relationship committed because daddy issues. Doesn't get a lot said like this particular point, but it happens. Past burns. Certain men have gone through some certain hurts, okay, by other females. And rather than us actually saying we've been hurt, we'd rather just gloss it over with man pride and say, hey, I'm not going to let that happen again. So rather than committing, we're in pain. We haven't recovered from the last one. And so rather than actually dealing with the issue face to face, we just tell ourselves, we're not going to let no female do it to ever again. No female can ever do that to me again. I will never place myself in a position where I'm vulnerable. Because when I was vulnerable, I was hurt. Do you get it? So because some people have been through that, they can't commit to a relationship. It's mad, isn't it? It's mad. Alright. Certain men also are trying to save females' pain in the long run. And the reason why I say that is because certain men are afraid to mess up a good thing. They can see this relationship is a good thing, but they're not ready to commit just yet, or they're not ready for that lifestyle yet, and they can see that. So rather than leading the girl on, they rather just say, listen, I'm not committed, I'm not a committed person. And sometimes it's easier just cheating rather than saying, listen, I'm not committed, because men take the cowardly way out. I never said it was the right thing, but I said it's the easiest thing sometimes, just to take the cowardly way and cheat and get the girl to leave, because you know that, listen, the girl will get in more pain if you drag her along, because you know that you can't give her what she desires from you. You're not ready for that lifestyle yet. You're still being a baby boy. Do you get it? Sometimes you females are not the right female. You were always a short-term goal. You were never the long-term objective. And sometimes a guy makes you aware of that, and you just keep on going. thinking that he's gonna change. He ain't gonna change. He's told you you're making your short term. You ain't gonna change that. He's a baby boy, and you're not the mother of him to make him a mature boy. You've not got the breast milk to make him mature. Do you get it? And so he can't be weaned off his baby boy antics. But certain girls see that. So certain females are short-term goals, but they think they're long-term. It never was. Look at the signs. Feel you. Listen to what it says. Next thing is that certain men realize when they get into a relationship that's committed, there's no exit and there's no room for mistakes. Certain men know that they're not perfect, and they have no they think to themselves they can't be perfect, and it's not required of being perfected, but they just can't keep a clean sheet when it comes to staying with one female. And so rather than commit into the relationship, what they rather do is save you some pain. Okay, they'd rather save you some pain and not make any mistakes. Plus also sometimes we fear making a mistake and killing the relationship. We know we have something good, but we'd rather not kill the relationship by doing something stupid and just rather just let you go or not engage in a relationship with you, just to save ourselves the trouble. It does happen quite a lot. Like financially, we're not at the level that we require, so we can't commit to you. We can see that we have potential to be great, and so when we engage in a relationship, it takes our focus away. So sometimes what males do, they're trying to be great, but on the road to greatness, they still got physical needs, and you end up meeting those physical and emotional needs, because sometimes guys are rising and they know they don't want a relationship, but they want to be supported emotionally and physically. But how do you get a female to want to have sex with you and be emotionally there for you without her committing? Do you get it? You see what I'm saying? So it's weird. So certain guys, because they're growing and they haven't reached a financial status that they require, they play girls. They can't commit to you. They're not ready to commit to you. Another point is this: if you've been together before and you end up trying to get together again and you can't commit, it may be the case of, listen, I've seen how you were before and I just don't think you can change, or I don't see enough of a change in you to believe that this is going to change. This is going to be just like it was before. And so when people think like that, it's hard for them to commit to a relationship again if they've committed once beforehand. They're working on the experience of what they felt with you before. Where I met you is not where I'm going to be. So again, matching the financial needs again. Certain men are at a certain place at a certain time, and where they're going to, they know that the female can't reach there. They know the female's ambition is not going to reach where they're going to meet, so they don't want to commit. But vice versa is also the same. A male may feel scared because they know that a female's trajectory doesn't match theirs, and so they can't match it. So they rather than be scared and potentially be tossed aside later on because they don't match the aspects of the trajectory of the female, they just kind of toss it away early and kind of just like break up the relationship with excuses of why I'm dumping you or cheating on you by cheating on you to make it seem like that way. Do you know what I mean? Experienced it. I've already said this, but obviously you've never seen what you've seen. But this one's slightly different in the sense that you've never experienced love in that way. So when you've never experienced love, a romantic love between a female, but you've always been the one that's taking the piss, you kind of get stuck in certain behaviors. Like for instance, if you always hurt girls, you can get stuck in a routine of hurting girls and then ignoring that pain by saying, no, I'm just being me. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, truth and all, why men can't commit. Very simple, really quick. I appreciate this, and I said, don't get mad, get smart. You understand? Ooh boy.